The Stoics, throughout their long and meaningful lives, mastered the psychology of human behavior, including the often mysterious ways of women. Their insights into self-discipline, emotional control, and understanding human nature have been passed down through the ages, and today, we can apply these principles to modern relationships. In this episode, we're diving into the mind tricks that so-called bad boys use to capture the attention and affection of women. While the term bad boy often carries a negative connotation, these men have mastered certain psychological techniques that make them incredibly attractive. Before we dive into the details, make sure to watch this video until the end to fully grasp the powerful concepts we're about to explore. If you enjoy this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts or experiences. We'd love to hear your stories, especially if you've ever encountered or even used these mind tricks yourself. And of course, share this video with anyone who might benefit from these insights. Now, let's get into it. Chapter 1: Have self-respect. At the very core of every bad boy persona is an unwavering sense of self-respect. This isn't just about outward confidence or bravado, it's a deep, intrinsic understanding of one's own value. A man who respects himself knows exactly what he deserves and refuses to settle for anything less. This level of self-respect is magnetic because it signals to others, especially women, that he is a man of worth, someone who is not easily swayed or manipulated by external influences. Self-respect is more than just a mindset, it's a way of life. It influences every decision you make, every interaction you have, and the way you carry yourself in the world. When you truly respect yourself, you set clear boundaries and enforce them with conviction. This means that you won't tolerate being disrespected, mistreated, or undervalued by anyone, including women. Women are inherently drawn to men who exhibit this level of self-assurance because it suggests stability, strength, and reliability, qualities that are highly attractive. From a Stoic perspective, self-respect is a fundamental pillar of a virtuous life. The Stoics believed that living with integrity and honor was the highest form of existence. They taught that one's self-worth should never be compromised by the opinions or actions of others. In the same way, bad boys cultivate an aura of self-respect that is both alluring and intimidating. This isn't about being arrogant or dismissive, it's about having a deep, unshakable belief in your own value. When a man respects himself, he doesn't need to seek validation from others, especially from women. This independence is incredibly attractive because it signifies that he is not needy or desperate for attention. Instead, he is content and secure in himself, which naturally draws people toward him. Women, in particular, are drawn to men who possess this inner confidence because it suggests that he is capable of providing stability and support in a relationship. Moreover, a man with self-respect is not easily swayed by external opinions or pressures. He is guided by his own principles and values, which makes him seem more in control of his own destiny. This sense of direction and purpose is magnetic, it's what makes a bad boy stand out from the crowd. When a woman encounters a man who truly respects himself, she can't help but be intrigued and attracted. She begins to wonder what makes him so confident, so self-assured, and why he doesn't seem to need her validation. This dynamic is powerful because it flips the typical script of male-female interactions. Instead of the man chasing the woman, seeking her approval, the roles are subtly reversed. The woman finds herself drawn to the man, intrigued by his aura of self-respect and independence. She begins to seek his attention, trying to understand what makes him tick, and in doing so, she becomes more invested in the relationship. This is where the true power of self-respect lies, in its ability to change the dynamics of attraction. When a man respects himself, he becomes a challenge, a mystery to be unraveled. Women are naturally drawn to this challenge, eager to prove themselves worthy of his attention. And in the process, they find themselves more and more captivated by the man who never compromised his own worth. In essence, having self-respect is about understanding your value and refusing to settle for anything less. It's about living in accordance with your own principles and not allowing others to dictate your worth. When you embody this level of self-respect, you naturally command attention and respect from others, especially women. This is the foundation upon which all other bad boy and mind tricks are built. Without self-respect, none of the other techniques would be nearly as effective. So, as you move forward, remember that the key to attracting women isn't about changing who you are to fit their expectations. It's about embracing your own worth, setting high standards for yourself, and refusing to compromise on those standards. When you do this, you won't have to chase after women. They'll come to you, drawn by the irresistible force of your self-respect. Chapter 2. Don't give a F at CK. One of the most distinctive traits of the bad boy is his ability to not give a F at CK about almost anything. This attitude isn't about being reckless or careless, it's about prioritizing what truly matters to him and disregarding the rest. This mindset is incredibly liberating and attractive because it signals a deep sense of self-assurance and independence. When a man stops caring about societal expectations, other people's opinions, or even the potential outcomes of his actions, he becomes a force to be reckoned with. This indifference can be incredibly alluring to women who are often intrigued by a man who doesn't feel the need to conform or seek approval. At its core, not giving a F at CK is about emotional detachment. It's the ability to separate yourself from the need for external validation and to focus solely on your own values and goals. This detachment allows a bad boy to navigate life with a level of freedom and confidence that is rare and captivating. Women are naturally drawn to men who are not easily swayed by emotions or societal pressures because it suggests a level of emotional maturity and self-control. From a Stoic perspective, this concept is closely related to the idea of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. The Stoics taught that true peace and contentment come from understanding that the only thing you can truly control is your own mind and actions. Everything else, other people's opinions, external circumstances, the future, is beyond your control and therefore not worth worrying about. This detachment from external influences allows a man to live authentically and confidently, free from the burden of others' expectations. When a bad boy applies this principle to his interactions with women, it creates a powerful dynamic. He doesn't feel the need to impress or please. Instead, he remains true to himself and his values. This authenticity is magnetic because it contrasts sharply with the behavior of men who are constantly seeking validation. Women are often surprised and intrigued by a man who isn't trying to win their approval, which in turn makes them more curious and attracted to him. Moreover, not giving a F at CK doesn't mean being indifferent to everything. It's about being selective with your energy and attention. A bad boy knows what's important to him and doesn't waste time or energy on things that don't align with his goals or values. This focus and clarity are incredibly attractive because they suggest a man who is in control of his life and his destiny. Women are drawn to this sense of purpose and direction, seeing it as a sign of strength and leadership. This mindset also protects a bad boy from emotional manipulation. Because he is not seeking validation or approval, he is less likely to be swayed by emotional appeals or guilt trips. This emotional independence makes him a more challenging and intriguing partner, as women find themselves drawn to his unshakable confidence and self-assuredness. In relationships, this attitude can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it can make a man appear more attractive and desirable. On the other hand, it can create a sense of distance or aloofness that might be challenging for some women. However, the key is balance. A bad boy who knows when to be indifferent and when to show care and attention can create a dynamic and exciting relationship that keeps a woman constantly engaged and intrigued. Ultimately, not giving a F at CK is about living authentically and unapologetically. It's about knowing who you are, what you want, and not letting anyone or anything stand in your way. When a man embodies this mindset, he becomes a powerful and attractive force, drawing women to him with his confidence, independence, and emotional strength. Chapter 3: Be selfish. At first glance, the idea of being selfish might seem counterintuitive to building strong relationships, but for the bad boy, it's a crucial component of his allure. Being selfish, in this context, doesn't mean being greedy or inconsiderate. Rather, it's about putting your own needs, desires, and goals first. This focus on self-prioritization is what allows bad boys to maintain their independence and not lose themselves in relationships. Women are often drawn to this trait because it signals a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to go after it. Selfishness, when applied correctly, is about self-preservation and self-care. It's about understanding that you cannot pour from an empty cup. You must take care of yourself first before you can take care of others. This mindset is attractive because it suggests a man who is in control of his life and who values himself enough to prioritize his well-being. Women are naturally drawn to men who exhibit this level of self-respect and self-awareness because it suggests that they are with someone who won't be easily swayed or manipulated. From a Stoic perspective, selfishness aligns with the idea of focusing on your own virtue and character. The Stoics believed that the most important thing in life is to live in accordance with your own values and principles. This requires a certain level of selfishness, as you must prioritize your own growth and development above all else. This focus on self-improvement and self-care is what allows a bad boy to remain independent and strong, even in the face of external pressures. In relationships, being selfish can manifest in different ways. It might mean setting boundaries and not allowing a partner to overstep them. It could mean pursuing your own interests and hobbies, even if they don't align with your partner's. It might involve making decisions that prioritize your own happiness and well-being, even if they are not popular or well-received. This level of independence and self-prioritization is incredibly attractive to women because it suggests a man who is confident, self-assured, and in control of his own life. However, being selfish doesn't mean being completely self-centered. A bad boy knows how to balance his own needs with the needs of others. He understands that while it's important to prioritize himself, he also needs to show care and consideration for his partner. This balance between self-prioritization and consideration is what makes a bad boy so intriguing and attractive. Women are drawn to his confidence and independence, but they also appreciate his ability to show care and attention when it's needed. Being selfish also protects a bad boy from losing himself in a relationship. Many men fall into the trap of sacrificing their own needs and desires for the sake of their partner, which can lead to resentment and dissatisfaction. By being selfish, a bad boy ensures that he remains true to himself and doesn't lose sight of his own goals and values. This level of self-preservation is attractive because it suggests a man who is strong, independent, and capable of standing up for himself. Ultimately, being selfish is about knowing your worth and not settling for anything less than what you deserve. It's about prioritizing your own happiness and well-being, and not allowing anyone or anything to derail your goals or dreams. When a man embodies this mindset, he becomes a powerful and attractive force, drawing women to him with his confidence, independence, and self-assuredness. The concept of being selfish in a positive sense goes beyond just setting boundaries. It's about crafting a life that centers on your passions, ambitions, and well-being. When a man is attuned to his own needs, he radiates a sense of purpose and drive that is inherently attractive. This doesn't mean he disregards others' feelings or needs, but rather that he is deeply aware of his own. He knows that to give his best to others, he must first be at his best. This self-awareness is what differentiates the bad boy from those who get lost in the pursuit of approval or affection. For women, this level of self-focus is incredibly appealing because it signals a man who isn't easily swayed or dependent on external validation. He's not constantly seeking her approval because he's already secure in who he is. This independence creates a dynamic where she feels intrigued and compelled to invest more, often finding herself drawn into his world. She begins to see him not as someone who needs her, but as someone she wants to be around, a subtle yet powerful shift that gives him an upper hand in the relationship dynamic. Moreover, when a man prioritizes his own needs, he sets a standard for how he expects to be treated. This self-assuredness naturally commands respect and sets the tone for how others, including women, interact with him. They recognize that he won't settle for less than he deserves, which not only elevates his status in their eyes, but also challenges them to rise to his level. This creates an environment of mutual respect and admiration, which is the foundation of any strong, healthy relationship. In essence, being selfish in this context is about creating a life that is so fulfilling and enriching that others can't help but be drawn to it. It's about leading with confidence, knowing what you want, and not being afraid to go after it, qualities that are undeniably attractive to women. The bad boy doesn't chase, he simply lives his life in a way that naturally attracts others to him. And in doing so, he ensures that the relationships he forms are not born out of necessity, but out of genuine connection and mutual desire. Chapter 4. Act like you've been here before. One of the most effective mind tricks that bad boys use to captivate women is acting like they've been here before. This means projecting an air of experience and confidence, as if nothing phases you and you're completely comfortable in any situation. This attitude is incredibly attractive because it signals to women that you are a man who is in control, unflappable, and experienced. It creates an aura of mystery and intrigue as women wonder what kind of life you've lived to make you so confident and self-assured. Acting like you've been here before is all about projecting confidence without arrogance. It's about being cool, calm, and collected, no matter what's happening around you. This attitude suggests that you are a man who is comfortable in his own skin and who doesn't need to prove himself to anyone. Women are naturally drawn to this kind of confidence because it suggests that you are a man of substance, someone who has seen and done it all, and who is not easily impressed or intimidated. From a Stoic perspective, this attitude aligns with the idea of emotional control and resilience. The Stoics believed in maintaining a calm and composed demeanor, regardless of external circumstances. They taught that true strength comes from within, and that a man who is in control of his emotions is a man who is in control of his life. By acting like you've been here before, you are embodying this Stoic principle, showing that you are not easily swayed by external forces and that you have the experience and wisdom to handle any situation. In relationships, this attitude can be incredibly powerful. When you act like you've been here before, you create a sense of security and stability that women find incredibly attractive. They see you as a man who is reliable, confident, and capable of handling whatever life throws at you. This sense of security is a major draw for women, who are often looking for a partner who can provide stability and support. Moreover, acting like you've been here before also creates an air of mystery and intrigue. Women are naturally curious creatures, and they are often drawn to men who seem to have a hidden depth or experience. When you project this kind of confidence, women begin to wonder about your past experiences and what makes you so calm and composed. This curiosity can quickly turn into attraction as women become more and more intrigued by the man who seems to have it all together. This attitude also sets you apart from other men who may be more eager to impress or win a woman's approval. By acting like you've been here before, you show that you are not desperate or needy, but rather a man who is comfortable and confident in himself. This nonchalance is incredibly attractive because it suggests that you are a man who is in demand, someone who doesn't need to chase after women because they naturally come to you. Ultimately, acting like you've been here before is about projecting an air of experience, confidence, and composure. It's about showing women that you are a man who is in control of his emotions and his life, and that you are not easily swayed or impressed. When you embody this attitude, you become a powerful and attractive force, drawing women to you with your calm confidence and mysterious allure. Chapter 5. Keep your exes on a leash. One of the more controversial mind tricks that bad boys use to keep women intrigued is keeping their exes on a leash. This doesn't mean stringing women along or playing games, but rather maintaining a level of connection or communication with past lovers. This tactic is often used to create a sense of competition and to remind new women that they are not the only ones interested in you. It's a way to keep women on their toes, knowing that there are others who still desire you, which can intensify their own attraction. The idea of keeping your exes on a leash is rooted in the psychology of scarcity and competition. When a woman knows that other women are still interested in you, it can trigger a competitive instinct, making her more eager to win your attention and affection. This tactic works because it creates a sense of urgency and importance, as women don't want to lose out to someone else. It also reinforces the idea that you are a high-value man, someone who is in demand and who has options. However, it's important to note that this tactic should be used with caution. It's not about playing games or leading women on, but rather about maintaining a level of connection that keeps them interested. This could mean occasionally talking to an ex, being seen with her in public, or simply mentioning her in conversation. The key is to do it subtly, without making it obvious that you are trying to make someone jealous. This subtlety is what makes the tactic so effective, as it creates a sense of intrigue and curiosity without coming across as manipulative. From a Stoic perspective, this tactic aligns with the idea of maintaining control and not becoming overly attached to any one person. The Stoics taught that emotional detachment is key to maintaining peace of mind and that it's important not to become overly invested in relationships. By keeping your exes on a leash, you are demonstrating that you are not completely invested in any one woman and that you have the emotional control to maintain multiple connections without becoming overly attached. In relationships, this tactic can create a dynamic that keeps women interested and engaged. When a woman knows that you have other options, it can make her more eager to prove herself and to win your affection. This sense of competition can intensify her attraction and make her more invested in the relationship. However, it's important to balance this tactic with genuine care and attention, as too much focus on other women can create feelings of insecurity or jealousy. Keeping your exes on a leash also reinforces the idea that you are a man of value and importance. When a woman sees that other women are still interested in you, it validates her own attraction and makes her feel like she is competing for something valuable. This sense of competition can be incredibly powerful, as it drives women to invest more time and energy into the relationship, making them more committed and devoted. Ultimately, keeping your exes on a leash is about maintaining a sense of competition and intrigue in your relationships. It's about showing women that you are a man who is in demand and who has options, which can intensify their own attraction and commitment. When used correctly, this tactic can be incredibly effective in keeping women engaged and interested, making them more eager to win your affection and to be a part of your life. Chapter 6. Master the Art of Ambiguity. One of the most powerful mind tricks that bad boys use to keep women intrigued and interested is the art of ambiguity. By remaining mysterious and unpredictable, they keep women guessing, constantly wondering what their next move will be. This uncertainty can be intoxicating, as it creates a sense of excitement and anticipation, making the relationship feel more dynamic and alive. Ambiguity is all about controlling how much information you reveal and when you reveal it. It's about keeping some parts of yourself hidden, only allowing glimpses of your true thoughts and feelings. This can be done in various ways, such as being vague in your responses, not always being available, or giving off mixed signals. The key is to never be entirely transparent, always leaving a little bit of mystery for her to unravel. The reason this tactic is so effective is that it plays into the human need for curiosity and the desire to solve puzzles. When a woman can't figure you out completely, she becomes more invested in trying to understand you, which keeps her engaged and interested. This sense of mystery also adds to your allure, as it suggests that you are a man with depth, someone who has more going on beneath the surface than meets the eye. From a psychological standpoint, ambiguity triggers a woman's imagination, making her think about you even when you're not around. She'll start to create her own narratives about who you are and what you're thinking, which can make her more emotionally invested in the relationship. This emotional investment is what keeps her coming back as she tries to piece together the puzzle of who you really are. However, mastering the art of ambiguity requires a delicate balance. If you're too ambiguous, you risk coming across as disinterested or aloof, which can push women away. The key is to mix moments of clarity with moments of mystery, giving just enough to keep her interested without revealing too much. This push and pull dynamic is what makes the tactic so powerful, as it creates a sense of tension and excitement that keeps the relationship from becoming stale. Ambiguity also ties into the Stoic principle of emotional control. By not revealing everything about yourself, you maintain a level of detachment, ensuring that you are not overly invested in the outcome of the relationship. This detachment allows you to remain in control of your emotions, not letting the highs and lows of the relationship dictate your mood or actions. It also prevents you from becoming too dependent on her validation or approval, which can make you more attractive in her eyes. In relationships, the art of ambiguity can create a dynamic where the woman is constantly trying to figure you out, making her more invested in the relationship. This sense of uncertainty can keep the relationship exciting, as she never quite knows what to expect from you. It also gives you the upper hand, as you are the one controlling how much information is shared and when, keeping her on her toes. Ultimately, mastering the art of ambiguity is about maintaining a sense of mystery and unpredictability in your relationships. It's about controlling how much you reveal and when, keeping women intrigued and invested in the relationship. When done correctly, this tactic can make you an irresistible enigma, someone that women can't help but be drawn to as they try to unravel the mystery of who you really are. Chapter 7: The Power of Nonreaction. One of the most powerful ways that bad boys maintain their control and allure in relationships is through the power of nonreaction. This tactic involves remaining calm, composed, and unbothered in situations that would typically provoke a strong emotional response. Whether it's a heated argument, a test of boundaries, or an attempt to make you jealous, mastering the power of non-reaction can give you the upper hand and make you more attractive in the eyes of women. The power of non-reaction is rooted in the Stoic principle of emotional control. The Stoics believed that true strength lies in the ability to control one's emotions, not allowing external events to dictate your inner state. By not reacting to provocations, you demonstrate that you are a man who is in control of himself, someone who is not easily swayed by the emotions or actions of others. This calm composure is incredibly attractive because it suggests that you are a man of substance, someone who is not easily rattled or manipulated. When you don't react to a woman's provocations, you send a clear message that you are not dependent on her approval or validation. This can be incredibly disarming, as most people are used to getting a reaction when they push someone's buttons. By not reacting, you show that you are emotionally independent, someone who does not need to prove himself or seek validation from others. This self-assuredness is what makes non-reaction such a powerful tactic, as it projects an air of confidence and strength that is hard to resist. In relationships, the power of non-reaction can be used to diffuse tense situations and to maintain control. For example, if a woman tries to provoke you by bringing up an ex or by flirting with someone else, your lack of reaction can completely disarm her. Instead of getting angry or jealous, you remain calm and composed, showing that you are not threatened by her actions. This non-reaction can make her respect you more, as it shows that you are not easily shaken and that you are confident in your own worth. Non-reaction is also a powerful tool for setting boundaries. When a woman crosses a line or tries to push your buttons, your calm and composed response can send a clear message that you are not someone to be messed with. It shows that you are not easily manipulated or controlled, and that you have the emotional strength to remain composed even in challenging situations. This can make women respect you more, as they see that you are a man who knows his worth and who will not allow others to dictate his emotions. However, the power of non-reaction is not about being indifferent or emotionless. It's about choosing when and how to respond, ensuring that your reactions are measured and deliberate. There may be times when a reaction is necessary, but the key is to make sure that it is a conscious choice, not an impulsive response. This level of control is what makes non-reaction so powerful, as it shows that you are a man who is in control of himself and his emotions. Ultimately, the power of non-reaction is about maintaining control in your relationships. It's about showing women that you are a man who is not easily swayed by emotions or external events, someone who is confident and self-assured. When you master the power of non-reaction, you become a force to be reckoned with, someone who commands respect and admiration from women, as they see you as a man who is truly in control of his life and his emotions. As we've explored throughout this episode, the mind tricks that so-called bad boys use to capture a woman's attention are deeply rooted in principles of self-respect, confidence, and emotional control, qualities that the Stoics themselves valued highly. These tactics aren't about manipulation or deception, rather, they are about mastering your own mindset and behavior in a way that naturally attracts others to you. Remember, the power to attract and maintain a meaningful connection lies not in what you do to others, but in how you present yourself and the strength of your character. By embracing these principles, you can cultivate a magnetic presence that draws people to you effortlessly. Before we wrap up, I encourage you to reflect on how these insights can be applied in your own life. Whether you're looking to improve your relationships or simply enhance your personal growth, these strategies can serve as powerful tools. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below sharing your own experiences or thoughts on what we discussed. Your stories and feedback are what make this community so engaging. And don't forget to share this video with anyone who might benefit from these insights. Whether they're struggling with a relationship or just looking to boost their confidence, these mind tricks can make a world of difference. Thanks for watching, and until next time, continue to refine your mind, strengthen your spirit, and live with purpose.